Hi, I'm David Taylor. My wife Katie and I pastor Hope Church for Wenatchee. And actually our heart was always to plant a church. Ever since Bible college, that was the dream that the Lord had put in my heart. And then just having the dream shut down or the dream not work out several times, I was hesitant to go back to the idea of church planting again. We were driving from Quincy to Wenatchee to go on a date, because that's what you do when you live in Quincy.
I turned to David, I'm like, hey, do you think that God would ever ask us to plant a church in Wenatchee? Surprised, but also kind of not surprised that God had been speaking to him the exact same thing. And so that kind of got the ball rolling.
So we finally launched in September of 2021. We got to launch from Foothills Middle School. We've been doing that since September 21. Katie and I just began to sense there was just a weariness, as you would expect, right? That's a lot of work, setting up and tearing down, coming early, staying late. And so we've been praying and asking the Lord to give us a permanent space, frankly, ever since we launched. I just felt this prompting for the Holy Spirit to reach out to Pastor Jeremy Payton here at Living Hope. He said, actually, the potential buyer had fallen through. And so if you guys are interested, you should come and look at the building. And so Katie and I immediately came down and looked at it. They told us what they were looking to sell it for was only $400,000. And so when our elder board heard about that, we knew that we needed to at least pursue this and see if something would come together. So right about that time, I got to have lunch with Pastor Mike Wilson. And, I climbed in his truck and he asked me how I was doing and what's new. And so I started telling him about this incredible opportunity we have to maybe buy a permanent space, to buy the Living Hope Church building. And immediately Pastor Mike looks at me and goes, Sage Hills is gonna help. We wanna give you a gift of $100,000. And in addition to that, we want to give you a loan for 0% interest. When we announced it to our leadership team, there were gasps around the room. People started weeping. They could not believe it. It was such an amazing confirmation to us that God is in this.
One of the people in our church said, one day, can we do this for another church? And that to me was like, that's the way.